so we're gonna do a nut and bolt check here. We gotta bleed the brakes, gotta do an oil change, and then we're ready to race. Of course, with some wheels put on, but. We're gonna grab 17 on 19 to hide in my pocket, even though Big Boss Man tells me not to. All right, so the nut and bolt check, you always want to start on one side, go to the other, or the other option is you start on lateral link on your right side, lateral link on your left side, and proceed through all of your parts that way. So we are gonna put this on here. I'm gonna grab a wrench for the back, which if you're ever in the shop, they're right here. Feel free to take one. And we'll be looking for a 17. That's a 19. 17. 17 sits on the other side of that. Make sure this is on. Put that on. And that looks good. Come up here. So I personally am a big fan. That's a 19 anyway. Can't tell I don't really work on Evos, so sit that here, sit that there. Make sure that's nice and tight. That should be a 17. So we can sit that here and here. Make sure that's nice and tight. I'm gonna move over to this side. Go switch. Make sure that's nice and tight. There we go. We're gonna do these tiny ones here on both sides. Then we're gonna move down to 12s for these. Off camera, we checked all of these. Then after that, we're gonna move forward on the car and check prop shafts, more prop shafts. I think there is a connection up here, but he might have already checked them. We obviously gotta check these. We move up, then we pull the skid plate off, check all subframe bolts on this, check brakes. After that, we can do fluid change, brake bleed, and then put everything back together. Oh, okay, so see, that one was a little loose. So this is why we always check this type of stuff, because if that goes loose on stage, let's see, so this one, I remember we had an issue last time, obviously before we pulled the camera out, but last stage, this one did get loose. We saved it in time, but I'm too tall for this thing. So just make sure that's nice and tight. So 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, we're gonna move up. So that should be a 17 as well. Make sure that's nice and tight. Gonna go over here, do the exact same one. All right, so we're gonna throw the good old transmission jack under it. And we are going to just put slight amount of weight, not a lot, but enough so that we can, right there. We have 4 bolts here, and sorry, 2 bolts, and I think some zip ties, good old zip ties. And the whole thing can come down. From there, we'll pull it away, probably sit on top of the Mini. Kidding. And then we can get to the engine. But I was just showing Justin the bolt on these are hit a little, which they're not damaging the bolt. It's kind of made for that. But there's a lip on it, which is giving us trouble to get a bolt on there. But get them all a little loose. There we go. Do you want to use the impact or the regular? Cool. There we go. All right, so from here, we did all of our other bolts. We're now going to go along the subframe, engine mounts, and then we have to finish up with brakes, the actual brake connectors on all four, and then the, I guess, a hex bit on the actual brakes themselves. So finish up with that, but we're first going to do the subframe, then on the engine mounts, and yeah, we'll be good. So start with back here on this, make sure that's tight. We're going to then go up here. Sorry if you need to get me out of the way. That's tight. I like how you're doing that. Then we're going to grab an extension. I'm hoping this is 17. If not, that's like a 15. Damn, okay. So before we start that, no, these are all 15. All right, please hold. All right, so we're gonna go up here with the 15. Check, that's good. Check, that's good. And we're gonna move up, that's a 15. Up here is gonna be a 15. All right, so we're gonna go up here. Any of these bolts that are doubles, we're gonna go in, make sure both sides are covered, or it's a nut and a bolt, I should say. And that's not a 15, is it? All right, and we're gonna go, keep that there, put this here, make sure that's nice and tight. From there, we're gonna move back to the back engine mount. And do the same thing all the way up in here. If you want to come right by my head, you should be able to go in and see it. That's a completely different size, of course it is. All right, so that side's good, but then we'll move over. I can't actually get in there, so he said it's fine if not. That feels, the one side feels tight. The other side I just can't get to. So that one was just slightly loose. We got like maybe a half a turn out of that. So that's where, then we're gonna wanna go up and check the other one. So we gotta go in here, around the power steering, and luckily, oh, nope. Yeah, we got another half turn out of that. So then we'll mark in the book and make sure that we can keep track that these are ones that keep coming off. So then we can, make sure we keep Loctite on that and the whole nine. Yeah, so from there we're gonna go on to the brakes. So we're gonna check our big two, then move over to our hex. We got our 21 up here. Let me just get this away.
Get out of my shot, old man.
Excuse my assistant.
My walker doesn't move fast enough.
Then make sure both of these are tight. I'll have to get a short 21 for up there, but we'll move over here. That one, I don't know where you are. There you are. Make sure that's tight. And then again, a short one up here. Then we'll move on to the hex. So on the front of the caliper here, we have our two hexes, which connect to the mounting bracket on the back, which we just tightened. So we're gonna come in with the 10, make sure these are nice and tight. Oh, that one had about 1/8 of a turn. So again, always important. So as we saw on that side, one of the bolts was loose, and that's not exactly the race winning strategy. So we try to keep them tight.
What about weight reduction?
All right, well, that concludes our nut and bolt check. You can see us, the crew, the driver, and the Snap Racing Rally Evo at LSPR this weekend. That is October 13th and 14th in Marquette, Michigan. Yeah, see us online, see us in person. See you there.